Alright, hey everybody. I know it's been a bit of a moment since I've made a video or streamed, but unfortunately internet issues for me have persisted for a while, and it appears they are still not working properly, despite the fact that our internet provider has said that they are going to try to look into it. So I figured I'd make this little video since I can't stream it yet.
If left unspent.
But yeah, I figured I'd take this as an opportunity to make a little video about Yagorath in the firing range so everyone can see what she does. I like the sound effects. Holy crap, she's fast. So yeah. Going a quick summary over Yagorath and my first impressions of the character based on PTS footage that I could see. I haven't played any games with her yet, but I will try to make a more concise build and opinion guide on Yagorath once I get a little bit of experience with her.
I feel that it's time to augment my power.
So as you can see, her main fire, she sprays acid. And this acid leaves these little pools that slow and damage enemies who walk into them. Her secondary fire, she fires exploding quills. And if you shoot someone with the quills, they take, while they're also affected by the acid, they take 10% more damage from all sources for a couple of seconds. I don't know the exact amount of time. I will check the stats right after this. And as you can see, when she's in this... Whoops.
I do apologize.
as she's standing in this planted form, she, well, obviously can't move. I cannot walk around. So, your three options are acid, quills, or do this. This is your defensive option. See, Yagorath doesn't have any sort of a shield or barrier. Instead, she starts out with 40% damage reduction and has an immunity to certain types of CCs. Cripples cripples have no effect. Most displacement abilities have no effect. Roots do work. Stuns, yes, they very much work. Polymorph, she cannot be polymorphed. Some CCs like the polymorph, if she cannot be hit by them, instead she will get stunned. And so getting resilience on her is going to be a must-have, because she's going to get CC'd a lot. Because she's the biggest thing in this game. Well, at the same time, she's also... not only she's the biggest thing in this video game, but she has no, but once again, she has no shield. So when she's rolling around like this, she can spray acid, leave a few pools, hit and run style. She can send out these pulses to see nearby enemies and hunter killer on them. And then there's her acceleration, which is her getaway slash, I guess, chase down ability.
I feel that it's time to augment my power.
And then, once we finally get into the ultimate, you just swap back to this form, you see that marker on them, boom. So pretty cool, but there's a few factors you need to take into account with that ultimate. One, even though it has that symbol on them, all that is for, apparently, is for telling you they are in range. It is not an actual lock-on. It's just like cons. You can miss it, and if you miss it, you lose half your charge. So then, once you have them grabbed, you see they slowly start getting pulled towards you. They are unable to do anything except for shoot their main gun. And I think they can only shoot it at you as well. Pretty sure they're camera locked in your direction. So when Yagorath ults, she does not use her normal health pool. She swaps to a secondary health of 4,000. So the idea behind this is that they wanted her to feel a bit like a raid boss. to where whenever she's ulting you, in that sense, your team can focus fire her, and if they deplete through her health before you get chomped, which, as you can see, they have a
left unspent.
as you can see, sorry, she keeps talking, but there's a fair amount of time, as you can see, before they have a fair amount of time to react to her, so it's not like they're gonna... I doubt we'll be having any of those kind of issues with Yagorath. As long as the team is coordinated, the ult is not very good. I've seen Yagorath get knocked out over and over and over again by these abilities. I mean, out of Pearl, I mean. And also, I'll speak over this more in my opinions guide of her in the next video. But I'm gonna briefly brush up on one thing. This champion has a lot of counters. Like, there are so many champions that just completely ruin her because
nothing if left unspent.
Just because of the fact that she can't move unless she's like this. And if she's like, oh yeah, another thing, when she's in this form, she loses her 40% DR, so she is as squishy as any other character. So you got to be pretty careful about that. She does a decent amount of damage, although I do notice what some people were talking about. Whenever you're firing with her, your sensitivity gets lowered for some reason. They don't let you turn at full bore while you're spraying acid. You have to, you get like resistance. So, I don't know exactly how I feel about that one, but as you can see, her range isn't very good. The spines don't do a whole lot of damage by themselves.
Your fight is futile.
Double kill. That's 7 in a row.
Rolling out.
The sound effects on this character are really good, though. I will say that.
My power.
Look at you go. So, I mean, that's the basic gist of it. The only thing I could really go over other than that are her cards, and I'll do that real quick, actually. Because I feel like she has some interesting cards, and some cards which might be really good, and other cards which might be really bad. But then again, there's always those 2 or 3 cards in every champion's pool that are just absolutely ass.
I am Yagorath.
So, first up, we'll start with the Primordial Vision / Hardening cards. We have End of an Era, which increases the efficiency of hardening, but reduces its duration. So, more damage reduction when using hardening, because all hardening does is increase your damage reduction by another 20%, and make you immune to stuns, so you can use it for that. And it also does damage once it goes through, or you can cancel it for lesser damage. Out of time, half the efficiency of hardening, and for 0.5 seconds after using hardening. Son of a bitch, I hate it whenever I get all yawning. Anyway, half the efficiency of hardening, but for 0.5 seconds after hardening, gain its benefits. Spreading Domain, heal for 100 if you do not cancel hardening before it ends. Violent Birth, reduce the cooldown of acceleration by 0.8 after activating hardening. Not a bad card. Collateral damage, gain lifesteal with Caustic Spray after swapping into planted form for a couple of seconds. Not too bad, not too bad. I don't know how effective lifesteal would even really be for her, though. We've got Deadly Pursuit, increase your movement speed by 20% for X amount of seconds. 1 second here on this for level 1 after swapping into travel form. I feel like this card's going to be pretty important for her, because getting away with her can be kind of a pain in the butt. This one, you gain shield for swapping into travel form. Reduce the acid consumption by 90% for 0.4 seconds after swapping to planted form. That's not too bad, actually. This increases her ultimate health, which makes her harder to kill before her ult gets taken out of her ult. This might be an important card to run on her, maybe, depending on how easy her ult is to counter at base. Reduce the cooldown of piercing quills each time you hit an enemy with caustic spray. That's actually not bad at all. That's pretty damn good, actually. I might put that on. It'll keep it to where she basically has infinite quills. Extermination, reduce crowd control effects by 5%. I feel like this is also going to be a very important card on her, because like I said, crowd CC reduction is going to be pretty crucial, I think. Increasing your maximum acid capacity by 8%. Heal for 50 after hitting an enemy with piercing quills. Increase the duration of the vulnerability applied by hitting an enemy affected by acid pools of piercing quills, so the extra damage they take, this just extends the duration of how long that goes. Reduce the cooldown of hardening by 0.3 after hitting an enemy with quills. That's not too bad either. Generate 2% of your maximum acid after hitting an enemy with quills. That's iffy. So, you know, she gets some interesting cards. None of them, like, immediately scream, hey, I'm useless to me, which is a good thing. I feel like too many champions have cards that are just blatantly useless, and you can tell from the moment you look at them. Let's take a look at her advanced stuff. Where do I find that?
Your assistance is unnecessary.
Oh, here we go. Advanced. So, yeah, blah blah. Trails, piercing quills. Okay, yeah. Swap your forms cannot be prevented by crippling, so yeah, it does say that. So here we go. Passive. Yagorath has a base damage reduction of 40% while planted and is immune to most forms of crowd control, instead of having a portion of the crowd control duration converted into a stun. So, yeah, you gotta watch out for that. Travel forms. Oh, that's the acceleration. Now it looks like the only one. Okay. Oh, we can look at her talents actually real quick. Her first talent, Corrosive Acid, augmenting your acid, increase the damage of caustic spray to 48, the damage of the acid pools to 40 per tick, and increase the movement speed of allies within your acid by 20%. Not too bad. High damage. Sight begets strength. Allies within range of your prime vision gain a stack of 125 health shield for 15 and 50%. Goodness. 50% movement speed increase for 4 seconds each time you pulse. And then Unnatural Persistence. This is probably going to be her meta talent for a while, especially in her current state. Heal for 25 every 0.25 seconds while on an objective, and for 1 second after leaving the objective. This effect increases the longer you maintain it, up to 65 every 0.25 seconds. So that's roughly 200 healing per second once it's at max. Like 225 or something like that. My math is off. I'm not even really doing the math in my head, but... So yeah. So this is the first look at Yagorath, the Devourer. Sorry, I don't really have too much to go on yet, but I haven't really played her yet, and from what I've seen on the PTS, it doesn't look too great for her at the moment. But I want to go into some games and try her out before I give my finalized opinion. Sorry, I got dogs in the background. So yeah. I'm sorry I haven't been streaming or uploading as much. Internet issues have been a real bitch on top of trying to work my new work schedule. But I am trying to get better, and this is part of that. So thank you all for watching this video. If you have any questions or concerns, please be sure to leave a comment down below. And whether I see you in my streams next time I'm streaming, or whether I only see you on videos here on YouTube, I appreciate you for stopping by to visit. Anyway, have a good day, everyone. Thanks. Bye.